Fala galera do G Fight, Diego Ribas, direto de Las Vegas with Vanessa Demopoulos. How are you?
I'm so good today. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Is that true that you are learning Portuguese? Can we do the full interview in Portuguese now?
Yeah, eu sou falo português.
So Brazilian fans, they are following you, and now you're training with a bunch of Brazilians, right? How is that? How do you get along with them? How did you match up with them?
It's been amazing. So my striking coach is Mateus Nakash, and he, really created this crew of people around him, and everybody just happens to be from Brazil. And it works out great for me because all of us girls were about the same size. We're all 115ers, 125ers, and we go freaking hard. It's amazing. I love them so much. So in my heart, I've like really become a Brazilian this camp.
And that's why you're doing Duolingo to learn Portuguese because you are surrounded by Brazilians.
Honestly, yeah. When I first started learning jujitsu, I was always surrounded by Brazilians, but I never like put in the effort to learn Portuguese. And now I just feel like it's about time. Like I really do need to learn how to speak this language.
And you went to Brazil like a couple of months ago for a grappling tournament, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I do commentating for ADXC at times, and they went to Brazil, and it was so beautiful. It was amazing. I loved it so much. I can't wait to go back to Brazil. I really do love Brazil a lot. Yes.
So you were born in America, raised in Greece, but your heart is kind of Brazilian right now.
Oh, my heart's definitely in Brazil. Absolutely.
Okay, so tell us you're facing Brazilian. What kind of Brazilian you are if you're facing Brazilian now?
Listen, we all got to fight each other
That's
at
true.
some point, right? There's no hate, it's all love. But when we step into that ring, I'm going to have to punch her.
Jaqueline Amorim, how do you see her as a fight? Skill by skill, how do you match up this fight?
Skill by skill, I mean, she has her accolades in jujitsu. Good for her. I feel like I stepped away from the jujitsu community quite a while ago, but had I continued, we definitely would have saw each other. I medaled a lot as well in like the Pan Americans, the Worlds, American Nationals. So I feel like she and I probably would have had a few matches in jujitsu, but I focused on MMA, and now she's stepping into my world over here.
Good, beautiful words. But when you see her, what kind of challenge does she bring to you?
I not much.
Oh, really? I like her confidence.
That's how I feel.
5 victories in your last 6 fights, right? Winning Saturday now. It's about time to get to the top 15.
I mean, I believe so. I don't think that the rankings really matter to me anymore. I feel like when I first got into the UFC, I was just so like gung ho and gung ho. And at this point, I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. Job number one is go in there and beat some ass, right? Whatever happens after that is out of my control. But I can control one thing, and that's how I perform. That's how I show up on Saturday night.
Awesome. You're good with cameras, huh?
Oh, well, I guess that's why they give me the microphone sometimes to commentate, right?
Yes, that's true. And you do a good job. Let me ask you something. Like I told you, I'm from Brazil, so I want to introduce you for the Brazilian fans. Your story is interesting because you moved to Greece and then you came back to America. You talked a lot about it before. You were a dancer and then you quit, became an MMA fighter. How was this process of having two jobs and then they are totally different jobs, I believe, and then choosing one?
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about burning the candle at both ends. I was extremely passionate about fighting. I love fighting so much. And I was one of the best entertainers in the entire country. I looked at pole dancing like an art, I looked at it like a skill. I was essentially a gymnast, right? An aerialist. So I'd go to work every night and I'm working these 6 to 8 hour shifts, doing crazy gymnastics all night long, waking up, training 3 to 4 times a day. I mean, I was completely exhausted, completely depleted. But I feel like that's what's made me who I am today is just knowing what I went through to be here, right? And I appreciate it so much. And I love what I do as a fighter. And I loved what I did as an entertainer as well. But it was time to put that chapter aside and close that book and really just like live in this space as a UFC athlete and one of the best athletes in the entire world.
Perfect. Perfect. My last question for you is since you were training with a lot of Brazilians, Dione Barbosa, Jessica Del Boni, Jessica Andrade, Japa, Luana Santos, Luana Dredd, Jacqueline Cavalcante, so many.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to ask you to rank them the funniest, the loudest, the one who talks more, and the one who likes more gossip.
I will say that Andrade is definitely the funniest. That girl walks around. She is just always cracking jokes. Del Boni's definitely the loudest.
Okay.
And she's got a great sense of humor as well. What was the other ones?
The loudest, the one who talks more, and the one who likes the gossip.
Oh, gossip. I don't gossip, so I don't know who gossips, right? Like,
You're not
listen.
Brazilian, so
I'm sorry to disappoint. Yeah, and the one who talks the most, I'll probably have to give that again to Del Boni. Yeah, but again, she speaks English, so yeah, so she's gonna be louder to me, right? And you know, she's always translating, and yes, that's my rankings.
Vanessa Demopoulos, why Brazilian fans should watch your fight Saturday night?
Because I love you guys. That's why. Yes, I love Brazilians. I am Brazilian. Eu sou brasileira. Yeah.